Hi, everyone, and welcome to Summer School. Today is a really exciting announcement because it is all things the new Summer School. So, Summer School, the podcast, it's not going anywhere, but I am quite frankly launching a actual school. So, Summer School originally birthed, in case you want to know the backstory, out of a course that I was working on with a production team, and things just did not end up working out. I was pretty bummed about it for quite some time, and that was what led to Summer School, the podcast. I was like, you know what? I do not need to launch a course right now. I put in a lot of time and money into one. It didn't work out. Let's just put this on pause. And the podcast was birthed. I was like, let's just provide some free resources for people. And I love talking to guests. So the podcast just kind of birthed out of that. And I loved the podcast. The podcast has been such a blast to connect with all of you and bring on so many amazing guests. It's been so fun. And then that led to Summer School, the coaching program, and summer camp, and to all these things that, you know, if you would have asked me last winter, what would I be doing this spring? It would be probably another round of the coaching program. But I realized in my maternity leave that is not the answer for me. And that's completely okay. It is so okay to pivot in business and change your mind and be confident in that. Do not worry. If you have to change your mind like me, literally change it. Don't have any regrets. Change it full send and launch whatever you've been dreaming of. Because I was dreaming of a school, like a literal school. And you know, the coaching program being such a higher ticket cost item because it's me talking with the students multiple times a month, a smaller amount of students, way more direct access. It had to come at a higher price point. And I so badly wanted to help lots of people, not just, 10 to 30 people that are in my program. I wanted to I wanted to help lots and lots of people. And that it could be, but I just don't desire that to be at a multi-$1,000 price point. So that was where Summer School kind of birthed out of, and just realizing that I wanted to launch something at a lower ticket cost that still provided amazing resources, but also provided a community. I don't know. It's just so exciting. Summer School is a literal school. I've built it inside of a platform that if you're listening and you have maybe a client managing software, then think of this like a community management software. I think that literally is what it is. But I compared lots of different softwares that I could have built this inside of, built the whole school inside of. And I landed on this one that is so amazing. I've customized all the branding. I've written pop-ups so that it takes you to the right places you need to go. There's a weekly digest email. It is just perfect, literally perfect. There's a member directory so you can see all the other students that join Summer School. You can even search by what they do and where they live eventually, and connect with other students from other areas. The potential for this platform is endless, and I'm just so stoked to get all of you onboarded into it. So anyways, if you're listening to this, Summer School is launching tomorrow. And if you're listening to this and you're not listening to it live, then Summer School is launching Wednesday, the 26th of February. So of 2025. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot what year we're in. So if you're listening to this and it's after that, Summer School is alive. I literally have a school. I own a school and you can join it. So it is membership only. It is instead of a higher ticket cost item like a coaching program, this is $39.99 a month. And you can join us. You pop in as long as you want. You can unsubscribe if you need to take a break for a couple months to save up some funds. But you do not want to miss it. It is going to be such a blast. There will be new classes drop each month from me and guest teachers, which I think is amazing. A lot of programs, it's just the one person. And yes, I could talk and teach and share things with you, but how cool to bring in guests from all over the world to talk on the things that they're best at. I'm so excited. It's just like school. There's, all sorts of different teachers that you're going to be able to learn from on all sorts of subjects. So join us in our photography school. It's going to be so fun. And I'm actually going to dive into, I asked a Ask Me Anything on Instagram about Summer School since the launch is literally in 2 days. And I had a couple questions. So I actually thought I'd answer that on this podcast episode. I'm going to answer it on Instagram as well. But I thought I'd answer it on the podcast episode because these are questions probably a lot of you listening have. You're like, Summer, you already have summer school. It's a podcast. Like, what is this thing you're doing? And so I want to answer all of that for you so that you all know what you're subscribing to, because you truly can't really know until you do it. But just let me tell you, it is so cool. Literally so cool. Anytime I activate this like new part of the program, I'm like showing all my friends, my family, and Jake, and I'm like, look at this. This is crazy. So anyways, someone asked, how will it differ from what you have already taught inside of summer school, the podcast, summer school 101, 102. If you don't know what I'm referencing, 101 and 102 were the coaching programs I ran last year. So it will differ a lot, like a lot. Everything is changing. The coaching program is going away. The podcast is staying the same, but the coaching program is going away. Summer school, there's a website launching that will host everything education for me. It will host the podcast show notes. It will host everything I sell, the presets, the pricing guide. It hosts an about, but it's all under the umbrella of summer school now. Like summer school is the head being the membership program. Everything else is underneath. The podcast is a variation of summer school. So everything is under this brand and umbrella and is detaching from Summer Grace Photo. This is becoming its own brand that you guys can all be a part of. I'm so stoked. It's so much bigger than me. And the other things were always me. They were on my website. It was me coaching, and this is different. This is a whole school. There's a whole site, and everything will actually move under the summer school umbrella. So even the podcast, the podcast is because of summer school, the school. And there will be a lot of correlations and things that tie into that as time evolves and as the program gets launched. But I don't even want to say program. It's like membership. Like you'll become a member to the school, just like you're back in college. LOL. But way more fun. Way more fun. The content differing, like what's being taught. If you were a part of the coaching program, fall semester, so not spring semester of last year, which the coaching program is no more as of now. This is like my child and baby, the school. I want to devote my everything to it. So the coaching program is no more. But there will be one repeat class by a person named Miles Whit Boyer. He taught an amazing class and like filmed it professionally. It's so good. And it was on all things client experience. So I did compensate him to re-release that class inside of summer school, the membership, because it was just too good to not move forward with. Now, as far as other guests that I've had inside of, coaching programs or anything I've done or taught, maybe even classes I've taught so far, that one by Miles Whit Boyer is the only repeat. And as far as things I've taught personally, if you've taken, the coaching program from me, you've been inside of that. Some of my classes might be kind of repetitive, as years go on, because I taught almost 12 to 20 classes between spring to fall of last year. And I taught on literally like everything I knew about marketing. So I cannot just make up more things I know. And I also don't want to not share that with the new summer school students. So anyways, some of that might end up repeating eventually. But the brand and everything in and of summer school, the school membership platform, is completely different. I'm talking, we're going to eventually have like shoot with me videos. The coaching programs were only marketing. And so this one is already, there's a Film 101 class on all things film photography, and it is so good. Speaking of that, I actually wanted to show you guys this camera that I bought. I was supposed to have show and tell at the beginning of this episode, and I did not. But I just bought a medium format camera last week. I mean, I already have a couple, but I bought the Mamiya 645. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see its beauty. So beautiful. I haven't gotten to test it yet, so I'm hoping it works, but it actually has a 90-day return window in case it's not working, but it was tested. So anyways, we're going to hope for the best. And I am so stoked. But yeah, Mamiya 645. I was between the Pentax N2 or NII and the Mamiya 645. And at the price point, the Mamiya was cheaper. And I'm not wanting to carry around too many big cameras on wedding days. So I decided to opt for this. And if I feel like I made a wrong choice, I can always upgrade to the Pentax if I end up using this camera a lot on wedding days. But yeah, also the Mamiya, you can have different backs. and you can't with the Pentax. So there's pros to both of them. But anyways, I'm so stoked. And if you want to know more about film, we have a film class airing on Launch by Autumn Jordan on all things film. She basically only shoots film at weddings. She even shoots 4x5. It's such a fun class, and she's down to even do 102s and more expansive film classes if there's some more film nerds inside of the program. But we're starting with a 101 class, but it's pretty in-depth. So even if you shoot film, you're going to really like the class. And I'm talking like this film class is over an hour long. It is packed with wisdom. So that's just a little bit about it. Anything I've ever done in the past year was all marketing. This is everything. I'm talking shoot with me's eventually. There's already just for launch in a day, like what launch will be, tomorrow. Just for that, there's a film class, there's a marketing class, there's a client experience class. There is 3 more classes coming that people have submitted to guest teachers that I could launch with Launch, but I think I'll actually hold them for the April drop potentially. But one of those is a mindset. One of them is on inclusivity and like verbiage within the wedding industry and how to use that well. And then another one is on branding. And then, I'm going to have one on, cinematic photography coming in by a guest teacher as well. So literally all of those topics, summer school is going to be so sick. So eventually we will have things from family photographers, senior photographers, already have that in the books, posing classes. Like, it is going to be so fun. The number one appeal to me, though, is not just the classes, it's the community. So I made sure that I built it on a platform where you don't have to go join some clunky Facebook group or a private Instagram and be onboarded into some place where you can barely engage with people. Inside of this program, which at the price point, there's a lot of like private Instagrams that are like $40 or $50 a month. And inside of this program, there's a whole member directory where you can private message people. There's a community section with open discussion. There's going to be a film talk section. There's going to be live calls inside of the program. We have a meet and greet scheduled for March 6th already. So much cooler than any like private Instagram. Sorry, all the private Instagram people. But like literally so sick. It's an entire school. Like, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to move on because I could talk forever. Someone asked, do we access the class using an app or a web browser? You can do both. The app's actually pretty good. I downloaded it the other day. You can access it inside of an app and it looks pretty similar to the website. The website is also great. It's on a platform called Circle. So Circle is the platform it's being hosted inside of. You can log into your portal after you subscribe through the paywall, which will be on my website at www.the-summerschool.com. That is where you can click join and go ahead and pay to join, and then you will be onboarded right into the Circle platform. You can set up your membership profile and do all the things and join us and make sure that you say hello and introduce yourself. But yeah, there's a whole community section. And you know what's also fun is I actually have a lot of the guest teachers. They're also excited to be a part of the program. So the person doing the film talk, she's so stoked to just be inside of the membership and said that people can ask her questions. Like, obviously, I guess, like, don't abuse these guest teachers, but they are so stoked to be a part of summer school as well. So I think that's really exciting. You'll have so many resources to go to that aren't just me. But yeah, even in just the community in and of itself, hoping you guys can help each other, which will be so fun. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Recess was something people have asked about. So Recess is advertised as an exclusive version of the podcast. So the podcast is not going anywhere. I'm not going to dumb down or water down the content that I'm giving all of you right here, right now for this membership. But inside of summer school, we will have Recess episodes air just occasionally, not every single week. Occasionally, probably monthly. I'm not going to say exactly what because I would rather see how much the students love it, kind of evaluate from there. But Recess will be an exclusive version of the podcast of when I have guests on. So, I've had amazing guests on too, you guys. I've had people from Daniel Kim to John Taylor Sweet to Jake Tovar to Mark Brown to Noella Andres to Jamie Finley to Preston Luke, to Alex Blake. I've had so many guests on, to Hannah Rosser, to Keely Taylor. I've literally had so many guests on the last year and a half of this podcast, and I network my little booty off in the education space because I want to bring you some of the best teachers. So inside of Recess, whenever I do have a guest on the podcast, maybe not all the guests, but certain ones that want to be a part of Summer School the membership in Recess, I will tell you who they are, tell you about them if you don't know who they are, and the members inside of Summer School will be allowed to submit questions for the guest. So I will carry on with my normal episode for all of you where we just chit chat about something they're passionate about, but then I will record a private edition for the Summer School members called Recess, because when you're at school and you need a little break for some entertainment, that's Recess. So that's what Recess is inside of the program, and you'll be able to submit your questions, and I will air those versions of the podcast to you that are exclusive just to Summer School members. So that's a really fun part. As Summer School evolves, I want to continue on with summer camps, and potentially we're going to maybe nickname style shoots or meetups field trips. That'd be fun. So summer camps, field trips, things like that, all of that is to come with the Summer School umbrella, and everything will be at the heart of the membership. So, members of Summer School will get first dibs. They will probably get discounts. You get things that other people don't get, like the pricing guide for free, a free thank you postcard template. There's workbooks already in there. So many free resources, first dibs on any merch that's to come, things like that. So, yeah, how fun. Anyways, I'm so stoked for all of you to join it, and I hope to see you on Wednesday. We will put a link to the email list in this episode, and I'm going to wrap this up because I have to go work on launch, so this is just a little mini episode, but we will put a link in this episode in the show notes and the description to join the email list, or you can head over to the Instagram, on Instagram, it's _Summer School. On Instagram, go follow it. There's a link to the email list there if you're listening to this on Tuesday before it's live, and if you're listening to this after it's live, go subscribe. But if you are listening to this and you don't want to head over to the Instagram, click in the show notes or the description, and you can join the email list and be one of the first to know, because the first 20 subscribers get a gift sent to their house. So I'm not telling you what that is, but you will get a little gift for being, some of the founding members. So I will be sending you a gift, Summer School themed. So yeah, go ahead, subscribe, and the first 20 members do get a gift. So head on over, and you don't want to miss it, but the email list will be notified first. So join that email list if you want to be one of the first 20 subscribers, and I cannot wait to see you in school. I'm beyond excited, and I know that all of you this will just change the game for you. The level of education, the level of community, the level of engagement is unlike anything that's offered right now in the industry. So definitely go join, and I cannot wait to see you so soon. Bye, everyone.